Many thanks for joining us on News Now on TV360. I am Annetta Felix. In the fight against terrorism, the Nigerian Air Force has deployed 2 helicopters to 207 Quick Response Group Air Force Base to support personnel operation in Zamfara State. Recall that the Nigerian Air Force recently commissioned 2 helipads at the 207 Quick Response Air Force Base in Gusau. This development was as a result of the concerns of the state government over the security situation in the state. The commander of the 207 Quick Response Group, Captain Caleb Olayera, expressed assurance that the state would witness change, adding that criminals would be traced and dealt with. No more than 31 people were killed when 6 suicide bombers attacked Bachari village in Dambo local government area of Borno State, northeast Nigeria. The police confirmed that only 20 people were killed, but locals and joint task force members put the toll at 31. 48 others were also confirmed injured in the incident. According to the army, the suicide bombers were targeting people returning home after a Salah fair in Damboa. Damboa is the closest local government area to Sambisa Forest, where Boko Haram used to have its largest and strongest fortress. The community is one of the most affected by the insurgency in Borno State. Meanwhile, the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Imohimi Adgal, has reshaped the state anti-courtism squad by redeploying the officer in charge, Godwin Agbegbe. Agbegbe will be replaced by Akanyene Etuk after he was accused of promoting corruption. In a bid to reposition and reinvigorate the squad, the commissioner also relieved other members of the squad of their duty posts. He, however, directed them to report to the Lagos State Police Headquarters for debriefing. The commissioner added that area commanders, divisional police officers, and heads of departments must increase supervision of their men in order to ensure no violation of the Police Standard Operating Procedure, SOP. The chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Ekiti, Boyega Oguntwashe, has alleged that the debts incurred by the Kayode Fayemi administration from 2010 to 2014 had so far cost the state 35.34 billion naira. The PDP claimed that the 35.3 billion was used in the servicing of debts and deductions from statutory allocations from October 2014 till date. But Fayemi, the immediate past Minister of Mines and Steel Development, has denied the allegation, describing it as a deliberate falsehood sponsored by Governor Ayo Fayashi to smear his image and cover up the failure of his government to deliver on electoral promises. Fayemi, who reacted through the media director of his campaign organization, Wale Olujobi, said the campaign of lies was a sign of frustration from the Fayashi camp. He said Fayashi and his party decided to embark on character assassination because of his rising political profile and the imminence of the PDP candidate's rejection at the coming gubernatorial poll. A former chairman of the People's Democratic Party Caretaker Committee, Ahmed Makarfi, has announced that he will contest the presidential ticket of the party in 2019. Makarfi made his intention known on Sunday while speaking with journalists in his residence in Kaduna. The ex-governor said he has consulted with stakeholders in the party and has informed them of his ambition. He said his experience in the public and private sectors make him well suited to lead the country. Makarfi's announcement comes after Atiku Abubakar, former vice president, and Sule Lamido, former Jigawa governor, also indicated their interest in seeking the PDP presidential ticket. In a related development, the PDP has denied demanding money from presidential aspirants. The party, in a statement issued by its National Organizing Secretary, Austin Akobundu, noted that its guidelines for 2019 presidential primary election was not yet ready. Akobundu said the clarification became necessary following a publication by a national daily report that the PDP is demanding 12 million naira for presidential primaries forms. Akobundu appreciated the interest in the party's electoral processes and said the PDP was always ready to respond to any inquiries and to make all necessary information available. The National Organizing Secretary urged the general public, party members and the PDP presidential aspirant to disregard the said publication. A non-governmental organization known as Human and Environmental Development Agency, HEDA, has petitioned the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, asking it to investigate capital project allocated to Surulere 1 Federal Constituency of Lagos State. Femi Gbajabiamila is the representative of Surulere 1 Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives. In the letter to the anti-graft agency, which was signed by Olariwaju Suraju, HEDA's chairman, the human rights group said it was disturbed by recent reports of lavish spending by Gbajabiamila, who is the majority leader of the House. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, is insisting that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is bringing about unprecedented transformation to Nigeria. He said the innovative measures of the government are yielding positive results in various sectors, including power generation, education, and infrastructure. Mohammed said this while delivering a keynote address at the 2018 Africa Together Conference at the University of Cambridge in the UK on Saturday. According to Segun Adeyemi, his spokesman, he noted that by focusing on education and skills acquisition, the current administration is investing in citizens and creating opportunities for the country's teeming youth population. More stories still to come after this break. Do stay with us.
Corruption not in my country.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam.
My name is Alero. I am not sick. I just need you to help put your stamp on this medical report. I want to tender it at my office as a sick leave. I'll pay 10,000 naira.
Ma'am, that is impersonation. I'm not a doctor.
Oga, be like say this English no go pay. I go increase the money to 20,000 naira. I beg. You know, if I give you that 20,000, as you wide, so, you know, if it still help your condition more. So, you know, say you spread well.
As I spread like virus, I'll be.
You talk.
Come out! If person come your hospital, talk to make you give am fake medical report, make you go take collect sick leave. Talk and say, no, na corruption. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Corruption not in my country.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam.
My name is Alero. I am not sick. I just need you to help put your stamp on this medical report. I want to tender it at my office as a sick leave. I'll pay 10,000 naira.
Ma'am, that is impersonation. I'm not a doctor.
Oga, be like say this English no go pay. I go increase the money to 20,000 naira. I beg. You know, if I give you that 20,000, as you wide, so, you know, if it still help your condition more. So, you know, say you spread well.
As I spread like virus, I'll be.
You talk.
Come out! If person come your hospital, talk to make you give am fake medical report, make you go take collect sick leave. Talk and say, no, na corruption. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Hello and welcome to Business News. I am Esther Vese. In a bid to conquer rice smuggling into the country, the federal government says it will shut down the land border between Nigeria and a neighboring country in a few days. The Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Audu Ogbe, made a disclosure in Abuja on Monday while speaking with youths in a leadership clinic under the auspices of Guardians of the Nation International. Now, Ogbe, who did not mention the particular country and border, says that shortening the borders had become necessary to encourage local production and sustain the economy of the country. The minister said that a neighboring country was bent on destroying the economy of the country and discouraging local production of rice, hence the need to shut down the border. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has dragged to court the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Raji Fashola. The body is suing the minister for his failure to account for the spending on privatization of the electricity sector and the exact amount of post-privatization spending on generation companies, distribution companies, and transmission company of Nigeria. In the suit filed at the Federal High Court, Ikoyi, Lagos, SERAP is seeking an order for leave to apply for judicial review and an order for mandamus directing and/or compelling Fashola to provide specific details on the privatization of the electricity sector. They also want Fashola to publish the names of all the companies and individuals involved in the privatization and to publish widely, including on a dedicated website, any of such information. Moving on, barely 1 year after it stopped aircraft belonging to Medview Airline from operating in its airspace, the European Commission has not withdrawn on its decision. Now, according to the updated air safety list, a total of 119 airlines are banned from flying to any European Union member country. However, all air carriers from Indonesia were cleared. The statement reads, "Today, the European Commission updated the EU air safety list and list of airlines that do not meet international safety standards and are therefore subject to an operating ban or operational restriction within European Union." End of quote. It also reads, "Following today's update, all airlines certified in Indonesia are cleared from the list following further improvements to the aviation safety situation that was ascertained in the country." End of quote. In 2017, it banned Medview aircraft as a result of unaddressed safety deficiencies. Moving on to the global oil market, oil prices on Monday extended falls from late last week after China threatened duties on American crude imports in an escalating trade dispute with Washington, while supply from OPEC and Russia is also expected to rise. U.S. crude futures touched their lowest level since April, falling to $63.59 a barrel, while international oil prices also fell, with Brent crude futures down 46 cents at $72.98 per barrel. Now, in an escalating spat over the American trade deficit, with most of its major trading partners, including China, U.S. President Donald Trump last week pushed ahead with hefty tariffs on $50 billion of Chinese imports, starting on July 6. And that's all on business news tonight. Stay with us. International and sport news are coming right after this break.
Corruption not in my country.
How work?
How correct, Oga?
What is it that you are doing?
Oga, they command the part now. Make we go sell for.
Oga, na correct kuza be this o. Oga Titus and him boys them. They do am. They will command the original parts, sell them, make plenty kuza.
No wonder our customers bring the generator back to our workshop because they bad. And not because of stuff.
Now because they overuse the generator. Plus say NEPA no they give them electricity.
Before I open my eye, Makachuku, look at my talk in the heaven. Replace this original generator parts back inside this generator of my customer. In short, before una do am, frog jump. One, frog jump. 1, 2, 1. Stealing of generator parts or changing of original parts to a fake one. That is the corruption. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
On the foreign scene, Malawi's ex-president Joyce Banda says she's ready to run in next year's presidential elections if nominated by her party. The 68-year-old fled Malawi in 2014 when she lost power after being embroiled in a massive graft scandal in which government officials siphoned off millions of dollars of public money. She confirmed that she will contest at her People's Party PP elective convention due in coming months. Malawi is set to hold presidential, parliamentary and council elections in May 2019. Banda founded the PP in 2011 after splitting from the Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, which is led by President Peter Mutharika. She was Malawi's first female president, serving from April 2012 to May 2014, but analysts say she stands little chance of victory in the next polls. To East Africa now, police in Kenya have confirmed 8 Kenyan police officials were killed in the eastern part of the country on Sunday after the vehicle hit an improvised explosive device planted by Somalia's Al-Shabaab militant group. Al-Shabaab is fighting to topple Somalia's government, establish their own rule based on their strict interpretation of Islamic law, and drive out the peacekeepers deployed by the African Union. The militants frequently launch attacks in neighboring Kenya to pressure it to withdraw its troops, which form part of the peacekeeping force. And now in sports, one of the world's most anticipated sporting events, the World Cup, kicked off in Russia on June 14, 2018. 205 countries had participated in the World Cup qualifiers, but only 32 of them qualified and are now in Russia to contest for the trophy. Nigeria's Super Eagles team was highly rated by fans to progress through the matches, but with her recent performance against Croatia, fans are speedily losing their spirit. We are now joined by football expert and editor-in-chief of Sports Village Square, an online sports publication in Nigeria, Kunle Sholaja, who is live in St. Petersburg in Russia. And by the way, Kunle Sholaja is attending his 6th FIFA World Cup event. He has also watched every hour, every minute and every second of all Nigeria's 19 World Cup matches since the country began participating in the global football event in 1994. Thank you for joining us, Kunle.
Thank you very much. Coverage, not the 6th.
Oh, that's fine. So this feat exactly is indeed a very interesting one. How do you feel that you've been watching the Nigerian team play since 1994?
Well, it's great. Being probably the only Nigerian that has won every World Cup match the Super Eagles have played from 1994 till.
Wow. How do you feel about that?
I feel good, and I feel it's a real privilege to have covered all the matches Nigeria have played, and to have covered 8 World Cups in succession, which is more than 1/3 of all editions that have taken place. If you take into consideration that this is the 21st edition of the FIFA World Cup since 1930,
Yes.
and if I have covered 8 of them, 8 is certainly more than 1/3 of 21. I feel great and I feel highly honored.
Impressive. So tell me, what's the atmosphere vibe like in Russia at the moment?
Usually in every World Cup environment, there is that party going on almost 24 hours of the day, especially in host cities of the matches. The
Okay.
victorious team will naturally, their supporters will naturally paint the whole city red with their dancing, with their drinking, with their everything. It's always a carnival-like situation. And I wish you were here to also witness it. As a matter of fact, you will not even want to catch a sleep because you want to catch every second of the exciting moments.
Indeed,
Immediately
Kule.
matches
I wish I was there. Indeed, Kule. But progressing, let's talk about our dear Super Eagles. They didn't meet the expectation of fans in the last match against Croatia. Yeah, what in your opinion is responsible for this performance we saw?
Yeah, personally, as a person, I feel that we did actually had a defective team formation that day
Okay.
because somebody like the skipper, Mikel, is yes, a midfielder, but age is already telling on his side. It would have been better we played him deeper in the defense and put a younger and probably one that has speed, a table to be in front. So it is that formally disorganized our team. Notice
Sorry.
that of Luka Modric, who only scored that one goal, is one of the stars we ever have.
Okay.
That is currently playing now.
Okay.
But considering his age on about 27 years, so he has to play deeper and allow the younger and the fitter, the
Okay.
faster ones to be ahead. And that is what I expect you should have done.
Okay.
Somebody like Mikel defense, and then you put the faster ones in
Okay.
front.
Noted, Kunle. So you're where the Eagles are based. You've probably watched their training. So tell us how the players and the technical crew are preparing for the crucial match against Iceland on Friday. I'm very sure it's certainly going to be a make or break match for the Eagles. We lose it, we may just be out of the tournament. What do you think, Kunle?
Yeah, naturally, things like this is more coming to do. If they had won the first, that will have reduced the pressure. But not only that first match, I put a lot of pressure. Now, they lose on Friday, and if the result of the other match, which will be played on Thursday, that is Iceland versus Argentina, does not go our way, then, but if you also consider that every World Cup match Nigeria played, we've always scored a goal, and because of that, that situation to repeat itself. It is not just scoring, you score and also win. Because as a tournament are failing and we are at the bottom of the group.
Okay, Kunle. So let's wrap this up quickly. How do you think the Super Eagles will fare in the remaining matches with Iceland on Friday and Argentina next week, Tuesday?
Depending on the tactical formation the coach employs, if he should all the flow that we are very bad at set pieces, either in taking or even in defending. And if you take note, the 2 goals we considered were from set pieces. If we are very good, we need to take correction on that. And also, we need to take care of our wing backs, especially the left wing back. If somebody like Tyron is brought in place of Lion, I think that that defense will be more solid.
Okay, thank you so much, Kunle Sholaja, for joining us on News Now. We are very, very grateful. So we actually do hope that these corrections are implemented and that Super Eagles, of course, head into the top. Well, still on the FIFA World Cup in Russia, Sweden has won its first game at the World Cup in 60 years after a 1-0 win over South Korea through an Andres Granqvist VAR-assisted penalty in the 65th minute of the match. It was Sweden's first win in the opening match at the World Cup since 1958 when they beat Mexico 3-0 as tournament hosts. They had drawn 5 and lost 2 of their previous 7. The win takes Jan Anderson's side joint top in Group F with Mexico after their shock 1-0 win over reigning champions Germany. Sweden will now have the chance to all but knock defending champions Germany out of the tournament on Saturday, while South Korea face Mexico, desperately needing a win to maintain their hopes of qualifying for the knockout stages. Bringing it home in Africa, Namibia kicked off their Africa Gold Cup campaign in style with an emphatic 55-6 victory against Uganda in Windhoek on Saturday afternoon. Namibia, who led 26-3 at halftime, ran in a total of 9 tries as they dominated all aspects of the game. The forwards dominated the set pieces and the scrums, while they also produced some impressive rolling mauls, which resulted in a few tries. Namibia's forwards combined well with their backs, who often launched counter-attacks from deep within their own half, scoring some spectacular long-range tries in the process.
We had a good game. I think there's still a lot of work to be done, but I think we'll take the 5 points out of this one and look forward to the next one. I just think we need to be a bit more clinical at stages, but further from that, I think we had a good game and we have to keep building on the momentum. Yeah, obviously, always nice to play in front of the home crowd on the Huggy. So, yeah, thanks for everyone that came out and supported us.
And thank you for watching News Now on TV360. You can watch our other programs and follow us on social media at TV360 Nigeria. I am Anetta Felix. Bye for now.